I know you're looking down on us. Oh God, please forgive us for the things we do. They tell us we can't live no better. Jesus did it, so I know that what they saying ain't true. I know you tired of these excuses, but I'm tired of walking around being a nuisance to you. I'm like, oh my God, you've been putting on with a lie. I just need a word from you. I just need a word from you. I just need a hand from the Lord.
This the anthem. You ready? Huh? You ready? This the anthem. You ready? Huh? You ready? This the anthem. You ready? Huh? You ready?
I know you're looking down on us. Oh God, please forgive us for the things we do. They tell us we can't live no better. Jesus did it, so I know that what they saying ain't true. I know you tired of these excuses, but I'm tired of walking around being a nuisance to you. I'm like, oh my God, you've been putting on with a lie. I just need a word from you. I just need a word from you. I just need a hand from the Lord.
This the anthem. You ready? Huh? You ready? This the anthem. You ready? Huh? You ready? This the anthem. You ready? Huh? You ready?
I know you're looking down on us. Oh God, please forgive us for the things we do. They tell us we can't live no better. Jesus did it, so I know that what they saying ain't true. I know you tired of these excuses, but I'm tired of walking around being a nuisance to you. I'm like, oh my God, you've been putting on with a lie. I just need a word from you. I just need a word from you. I just need a hand from the Lord.
What up, ladies? It's CoPastor Tanisha. Let me know that you are hanging out with me for live conversations with CoPastor T. So hop on in the chat. Let's get these algorithms going. If you see somebody who's missing, go ahead and tag somebody. There's a couple different places that are hanging out with us tonight. So you might be watching me on my Facebook page. We're letting the population into our conversations on tonight because it's just that important. If you are with the Loft, let me know in the chat. Loft Ladies, the place where we live out faith together. It's our virtual community. If you have not joined the Loft and you are a lady, head on over there. What you waiting for? With the search field on Facebook, hit the Loft and go ahead and enjoy our awesome community. Hello, Sister Irene, shouting you out. Hello, Tracy, I miss you. Hey, Krisha. Krisha said, I'm here. She's one of our content creators in the Loft. Let us know where you are. I see a couple people out there from Richmond, Virginia, where I used to live. I heard y'all got snow. Charlotte, we didn't get any snow tonight. Hey, Sister Danielle, how are you? Let us know that you're here over in the chat. Where are you watching from? And how was your day? We got a lot of great stuff going on today. While you're putting it in the chat, I'm just going to do a little chatting for a little bit. Hey, Shay, how you doing? That's Charlotte family. So we got some Charlotte, we got some VA. That's right, Concord. Let me get it correct. That's my namesake out there. Hello, Tanisha from Concord, Virginia. Hey, Sister Janet. Hello, Sister Tisha. Thank you all. If you see somebody who is missing, go ahead and tag them into discussions. Let them know that CoPastor T is on. Hello, Courtney Hicklin from your cozy home. Hello, hello. Yes, Richmond got that snow. I get so jealous because Charlotte, we always miss the snow. We get a little bit. That last one, everybody was laughing at me. I put on Facebook. I was like, yeah, that was cute. That was real cute. Watching from the Charlotte area. Yes, welcome. Hello, that is my mom in love. Hello, Mamacita. Welcome in. Well, I just wanted to talk to you all a little bit. This is our live conversations with Co-Pastor T. You probably have joined one before. We try to come on at least every month. And our goal here at Live Conversations with Co-Pastor T, I've learned that I know so many amazing women who are doing amazing things for God and in the community. And one of the things that we learned at our last WNO and the year before, if you know me, you know WNO stands for Women's Night Out. That's our dream conference where women come together to be refreshed, to learn about God, to network with sisters and women of other faiths just like themselves, but most of all, to be refreshed and to spend some time in each other's presence. One thing we've learned through Pink Table Talks, and if you've ever experienced it, you know that it's amazing. And that's that there are so many testimonies of women who are changing the community, who are navigating through challenges of life, who are being a beacon of light. And one of our jobs is making sure that we have a platform for them. So tonight I have a special guest. Her name is Diane Hunt. She's hanging out backstage and she'll be with us shortly. But before we get started, I wanted to offer you, hey, Sister Tanya. Hello, Alicia. I wanted to offer you all a peek into Women's Night Out. It's coming up 2025 this year on June 20th all the way to June 22nd. And we are in the middle of our early bird special. Come on in the chat. If you got your tickets, let me know because they are buying up these early bird tickets. And I'm super excited because the women are ready to gather their friends and to hang out here in Charlotte, North Carolina for Women's Night Out 2025. Our theme this year is all about being his masterpiece. And I have an amazing lineup for you. I can't tell you who it is just yet, but it's the people that I go to get insight. It's the people that I go to who cover me. It's the people who I go to when I need a word from the Lord. And I'm super excited that they are going to be joining us this year. So soon I'll be telling you about who our special guest is, but make sure you get your early bird tickets. Head on over to TSB Ministries. Someone put it in the chat, tsbministries.org. Hey, Bean, I'm glad you got your ticket. tsbministries.org, and make sure you get your early bird ticket. Matter of fact, buy two. Hey, Tiff. Go ahead and buy two so that you can bring someone with you to the Queen City and allow their lives to never be the same. I have women who have been coming for the last 6-7 years, and they still are connected to the women in Charlotte that they meet. They drive down, they fly in, and they are so blessed by the networking and growing in God and just the environment of just Jesus's love and seeing women come together. You know how we can be women. But here at TSB Ministries, we make sure that we are always championing each other. It's always a great time. We get to celebrate one another and we get to support each other and we get to grow in God. So anyway, after you head on out there to tsbministries.org, if you do that in the next couple of days, you will get a swag bag gift. So it's going to be cute. You already know I love cuteness. So we're going to make sure that it's cute. We're going to make sure that you love it. But then after that, the early bird specials are going up after my birthday. So that's March 5th. So if you do it this week, you're going to get the swag bag gift. You continue on till my birthday, you'll still get a discount. But after March 5th, the prices are going up. Come on, tell them in the chat, the prices is going up. But just in case you're not sure, you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Co-Pastor T. Let's watch the video so that you can experience what Women's Night Out 2025 will look like by looking at last year. Women's Night Out 2024, we're here. We're so excited. I'm so excited. I see y'all in the chat. Are y'all excited? I can't wait just to be in the room and to have that great praise and worship, to hear amazing speakers, to hear testimonies of faith and networking with you all. I can't wait. It's coming soon, so make sure that you get your tickets. So one of the things that I've been working on personally for 2025 is to make sure that I'm connecting with other nonprofits. Hey, Cousin Sid, and most of you know that TSB Ministries became a nonprofit a little over a year ago. Yeah, a little over a year ago, TSB Ministries became a nonprofit. So help me celebrate. And one of the things that I'm after is making sure that I create safe spaces for women who are navigating, going through life challenges. Yeah, nobody should have to do anything alone. We believe that there's a faith community, there are mentors, that there's just sisters that are there that are willing to pray with you. They might not be able to know all the answers, but they know how to get you to the tools and the resources that you need. And a lot of nonprofits, they take care of the physical things as far as, a place to live, the food, the job opportunities. But one of the things that women need after that, somebody in the chat put after that, they need a community. They need someone who will support them, someone who will encourage them. And that's what I'm after, bringing women together. So one of the strategies for 2025 is to meet other nonprofits that align with TSB Ministries' goals and their visions. So what nonprofit out there in the community is taking care of women's who are going through challenging scenarios? And so I've been reaching out. So if you know any, I'm asking you to help me help more women. And if you want to be a part of that, of course, if you go on to tsbministries.org, we're always looking for volunteers. So if you want to be a part of my team, you say, you know what, that resonates with me, CoPastor too. Listen, let's do this thing together. So today, I want you all to meet my friend. Her name is Diane Hunt. She's about to come on the screen. Will y'all please give it up in the chat for this beautiful, powerful, impactful woman of God who is out there doing just that. Hi, Diane.
Hey, Tanisha. It's so good to be here tonight.
It is so good to meet you too. And one of the things I wanted to say before we get started is that when I reached out to Diane about her organization, and we'll talk about Change Choices in just a second, they're clapping you up down in the chat, they're welcoming you. She was so open in her heart and her passion for the mission of her organization. It just really touched my soul. And she's actually, Diane, I don't know if I told you this, you're the very first person who responded back. I called about 25 people. They started calling after you, but you were the first person. And what I loved about Diane, she didn't just say, yeah, let's talk about it. She said, let's meet up. Let's have coffee. Let's have tea. Let's have breakfast. And everybody who knows me knows that I love food. I love teas and things like that. So we're going to do an icebreaker because they know me, Diane. Diane's probably like, what's going on? Hey, Dr. Love. So here's our icebreaker, ladies, over in the chat. So when you go to Starbucks or when you go get your tea, what do you order? And tell me exactly the way you order it down in the chat. So what I had that morning, Diane, I'm giving you a little bit of time to think about what tea and how you like your tea. But normally when I go to Starbucks, I normally get I get a chai tea latte. I have to have 3 pumps of either vanilla or peppermint. and I have almond milk, and I have whipped cream. So that's my morning delight, is a nice tea. So are you all coffee girls? Are you tea girls in the chat? And what do you get? And I'm going to read it in a minute while we hear what Miss Diane would like in the morning.
Well, I wasn't a coffee drinker for most of my life, but recently I realized I really like coffee creamer. And so you got to have the coffee with the creamer, right? Or else it's just creamer. But I've kind of walked away from that just because of the sugar content. So I, at this point, like ginger tea and just plain straight up. I don't take anything in it.
Ginger tea. I love ginger tea. It's really, really good. Now, have you ever tried to ball just the ginger and drink it that way? Just have
No,
it's good. It's really strong.
I would imagine.
Down in the chat, we have Miss Irene as well with her chai tea latte. And my mother-in-law is agreeing with you that she has coffee with her cream. If I do, it's the same thing. It is a lot of cream and a splash of coffee. So I agree. And those sugar count calories, we got to be careful with those. So we'll wait for you all to put it in the chat. But Diane, thanks again for coming on. I want you to take an opportunity to share the mission, the vision of Change Choices with the ladies.
Thank you, T. So Change Choices has been an organization, a ministry here in Charlotte for 25 years. And it started at the Mecklenburg County Detention Center and grew very organically to where we are today. We work with women from the point of arrest through their reentry process, however long that is. And we still do programming at the detention center, but as women are sentenced and moved on to a state or federal facility, we set up programming for them wherever they happen to be. And as they prepare and come out back to community, we help them get stabilized and be ready for a successful reentry.
I love that. And so one of the things that we do in the loft is we don't let any lady stand by themselves when they admit or when they share a challenge that they might have. So for a moment, we're going to give the ladies in the chat, if you have been impacted by incarceration, you know someone who's incarcerated, you love someone that's incarcerated, let's go ahead and testify in the chat. We don't let anyone stand alone, because we want to break that narrative that, you know, that we are not impacted and that it cannot, can't experience change once we have impacted. So I know I have loved someone who is incarcerated and that the Lord has totally rehabilitated. So I am proof that the Lord can do that. Yep. And so we have others agreeing in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you get involved with Change Choices? How do you come to be?
So I served 20 years in a nonprofit, Christian nonprofit in New Jersey, where we worked with people that had addiction issues. And when I moved here to Charlotte 9 years ago, I was looking for a job related to that. And this opportunity came to me. And when I read the job description, there's a lot of overlap between substance abuse and incarceration. And so it was almost like an open door for me to be able to get involved. A little bit different as far as our audience, but so much alike because they're all women.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I am thinking that as you're going through and being the executive director, so what's your role now with the organization as an executive director? We'll start there.
So, yeah, I'm responsible for working directly with the board, setting strategic planning, making sure, overseeing all of the organization and being out, meeting Tanisha, going out and meeting various different nonprofit leaders, business leaders, being engaged with the community. That is my role, plus being able to connect people in the community to the women that we get to serve. And what I mean by that is I'm trying to make the link as small as possible so that people realize we're more alike than different.
That is so true. And that is what we're after too, as well. Creating communities where we're able to share things. We do something called Pink Table Talks, and it's talking about the pain in not knowing becomes the purpose in now knowing. And so I think in those small circles that you're talking about, that we're more alike than different, that's really where the passion of that comes together, where people can actually talk. And then we see that, look, your challenge might not look like my challenge, but challenge is the same for both of us, and shares testimonies and stories and principles on how to get through.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that for that community to have, as the women are coming out of incarceration, to have a support group?
Oh, absolutely. Women who do not have support or a support group or community are more likely to isolate and recidivate, go back to prison. Because if they don't have the resources and the tools that they need to succeed, there's so many challenges the women face when they come out. It's difficult to get jobs, it's difficult to get housing, it's difficult to get identification and all of those things. It's lonely if you're out there without some kind of a support system.
Yeah, I can
Sure.
see that. And when I was studying or looking up change choices, you all have a very low recidivism rate because of the work that you do. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the North Carolina recidivism rate for women is just under 50%, which means about half of the women that are released this year will be back incarcerated within 12 months. And Change Choices, our recidivism rate in 2024 was 2.3%, which means 97.7% of the women have succeeded in their reentry process. It is one woman in the last 5 years has gone back to prison.
Wow. Can we celebrate that over in the chat? The impact of what Change Choices is making in the community. One woman going back to years, that is absolutely amazing, and is the testament of when people come together, women come together like we're doing right now, to really hear the heart of an organization and be able to support, because they can't, I'm pretty sure we're going to get to this in a minute, but they can't do that alone. Just like the church, we can't do things all by ourselves. We come together and we do this as a community.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about how we can help in just a little bit, but I want to hear a story. I know you probably have heard and witnessed and experienced so many stories, but when you think about a woman who came through the program that kind of has a lasting impression on you, can you share just a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the women that came out, she had a hard time finding employment. And so she tried this, tried that, tried this. She finally landed in an organization that was helping with training. And she was determined. She hit barrier after barrier after barrier, but she was determined to find her way, because she had a plan when she came out, but the plan kept getting stopped. And so she went and did this training, and she is now not only employed by one of our city's major employers, she is a foreman at that organization with her own team, leading her own team. And it's very inspiring. She was not going to let anything stop her. She's in school. She served as our home manager. We have a reentry home, and she served as a reentry home manager until she really had her hands full and she transitioned out of the home. And I admire that woman, just her determination, her tenacity, and her resilience to keep pressing on despite the challenges and the barriers.
Wow, that is so amazing. Just to think that how many other women, if they just had the support, if they just had someone to believe in them, if they just had someone to encourage them, that they too could experience a changed life like that. So what can a faith-based audience do to be able to support?
What can a faith-based audience do? So we have each woman, when she becomes a client at Change Choices, she is assigned a staff coach, we call them change coaches. But that person's on our staff, and that person oversees all of her care, for lack of a better word. We make sure she gets the curriculum and she tracks that, helps her prepare for reentry, etc. But in addition to that coach, she is assigned a Bible study partner, correspondence Bible study partner. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And so correspondence Bible study partners, and we also assign each woman a pen pal who writes to the same woman back and forth. Well, it might not be back and forth. Sometimes the women don't respond, but they write every month or every couple of weeks to encourage and bless them. And I know of a woman who said she was a pen pal for 6 years. She never got a response from that lady. But when she came out, their hug was so precious because that woman, they knew each other. And then we also have, so those are positions, volunteer positions that can be done from anywhere. And then we also have what we call card writers, where each woman that's volunteering to do that gets a list of 12 names each month, and she writes 12 cards of encouragement and mails them into the prisons. So the women get somewhere around 35 cards about every 6 weeks, which is huge to the ladies.
I love that. And so one of the things that I shared with the ladies who are watching, and those who are watching the replay as well, is that, and thank you, Mom, for putting in there that correspondence Bible study, that's one. The second one was the pen pals, and the third one was the card writers. My mom and love is putting that in the chat. I'm asking for us to put that in the chat because this is Love Month. This is February. And I want all of those who share in the passion, which is all of the loft. So if you're in the loft, that's you all. We want to be able to share our love with Change Choices and the women who are incarcerated right now by doing one of these 3 things. So if you are interested, in a minute, let's first in the chat put which one you believe that you're interested in. Again, it was the Bible study. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Bible study correspondence? How does that work so that they can?
So we've run into challenges with it because it got to a point where we couldn't get the Bible studies in. And so we had to go to a third-party vendor to send them. So we have to order the books through Amazon or CBD or somewhere else and send them in. So the women now actually have a physical book. And we're doing, I think we're doing no, we're not. We're doing Design for Discipleship right now, which are real brief, short books. There's like 4 or 5 lessons in each one, and there's 8 in the series. So we give each Bible study partner, correspondence Bible study partner, a copy of her own, and then she coordinates mailing the lessons back and forth with the client she's assigned to.
Okay, all right. And then the pen pals, how does that work?
So that is, we give an address and a name. So she might be assigned to Susan Smith. And then on a biweekly or monthly basis, we ask her to send in a word of encouragement and just trying to develop, kind of mentor her through the mail, so that we're trying to engage the client back so that they're developing that relationship. We want to build social capital for the women before they come out.
Love that. And we're going to jump right back into our appeal. But when you say social capital, why is that so important for the women when they come home?
Because the more connections that they have in the community, the more resources they're going to have available. You know how most people get jobs is because, oh, I know so-and-so who'd be really good at that. Or I know this woman who she did this and this and this, and she would be really good in this job. So being able to broaden the scope of relationships for a woman builds community in one sense for her. But to know, 1, she's not forgotten, and 2, we got your back. We're with you on this.
And that is our mantra, that we are better together. that we're a movement by ourselves, but we're a force when we're together, ladies. And so over in the chat, let us know if you're interested in being a pen pal, you want to be a card writer. That only takes, I don't know, have y'all even calculated how long each one of these roles would require a commitment?
So a Bible study partner is probably an hour to an hour and a half a month, maybe 2 hours a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pen pal is probably about the same, however long it takes to write a card. You write 1 or 2 cards or letters a month. And yeah, so our website, which I know was shown there, if you go to the website, you can find the information about volunteer opportunities. And then there's a link. Everybody who does client, thank you. Everyone who does client facing ministry, we require them to do an hour and a half virtual training so that they're educated about working with incarcerated population and they know exactly kind of what they need to be doing.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you have our commitment. I got a couple people coming in so far. And if you're watching the replay, don't forget to go to changechoices.org, and I'll be dropping it in the loft as well so that you can go ahead and sign up for whatever area that you'd like. If you want to be the card writer, if you want to be the pen pal, or do the correspondence Bible study. But this is our heart investment, ladies. We always talk about us being the hands and the feet of Jesus. And this is our opportunity. It doesn't take us a long time. And so in the month of February, this is our give back. In the loft, we have 24 hours of information that comes through where we're able to receive. We have mentors, but now it's time for us to give back. And so thank you. Thank you. I see you, Sister Tisha. Awesome. I said Sister Gwen, Elder Hunter, and Sister Shay Shay. I see you all. It's not a requirement that you put it in the chat, but I want you to put it because it will stimulate others who come in and they're watching the replay, that they see how quickly that we're willing to sow of our time and our talent and just our willingness, our yes for someone. You know, the Bible talks about, you know, how did you love me? Like when you went to go see someone who was in prison. So this is our ability to touch the heart so that people will know that they're not forgotten, that they're loved, and that they have a social community that is rooting for them, that when they find themselves in maybe their darkest place, that they can find light and encouragement through the hope of Jesus Christ. Okay, I see y'all coming in. Thank you, Sister Shannon. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Sister Tisha. And Diana is saying thank you as well. Anything else that you would share with us, that you want to share with us before we wrap for today?
I do. One of the things I do as my job as an ED, as I mentioned, is bringing us as close together, is to help us to realize, all of us to realize that this isn't a category of women. They're women. They have children. They have 80% of the women, incarcerated women, have children. They have families. They have mothers. They have responsibilities. And part of my job is to help us all to see the humanity of the beautiful women that we get to serve.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. The variety of women. And I think as part of women, like we were saying earlier, we all have a story. And because of one part of our story does not count us out. It actually, sometimes those scars and the things that we go through, it actually prepares us for the pathway for what we're called to be. And one of the things that we champion in the loft, as well as at TSB Ministries, is that when we're authentic and we really share those things, that's really what draws. It draws other women to come, and it makes everyone to know that I can be my authentic self. And as we're moving forward to our conference this year, Diana, I am going to offer you a complimentary ticket so that you can experience Women Night Out if you're available. For saying thank you for coming today. I want you to experience that conference as well. And I want more ladies to know about the work that you and Change Choices is doing right here in our community. So that's our thank you for you today.
Thank you. Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Okay. So one more time, it's Change Choices, Eduardo. Change Choices, there we go, .org. Make sure you write it down. I'll drop it in the chat. Thank you, Diane, for joining us today. You all say goodbye to Diane, and we're excited about our future partnership.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a delight to be here.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for being here with us at Live Conversations with CoPastor T, where we are showing and connecting you with women who are doing amazing things in our community. And we are championing the faith of making sure that we get involved. I said this as our entry commercial for our event, is if you're looking around and if you're not enjoying what you're seeing and you feel like there needs to be a change, that change has to first start in us. And so one of the things that we're going to do is make sure that we are reaching out to other nonprofit organizations that are doing exactly what we want to do. And that is working with women who are going through challenges in life and allowing them to experience hope through safe communities, safe events, and just safe place where women gather. So that's what we got going on. I hope you enjoyed your time. Next month, we're going to have someone else amazing to come to share with you what we have going on or what they have going on in the community so that we can partner and that we can be a blessing. Thank you all for hanging out with us. See you soon. Don't forget changechoices.org. Go ahead and sign up. And I love you much. I'll see you next time on Live Conversations with CoPastor.